Okay, so Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio is Netflix's new Pinocchio movie that's out on theaters? No, but seriously, it felt kind of weird and surreal to see the Netflix logo up on the big screen. And this is, I believe, to be the third Pinocchio movie to come out in theaters this year alone, and that's how you know it's been a fucked up couple of years. So Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio is, to my understanding, a much more faithful retelling of the fable. So this movie is made in the stop motion animation format, and to me this is so fitting for this story. It just feels right that the movie is made with puppets and is about a puppet that came to life. This movie is also a musical, but the music doesn't stand out as much as the other aspects of the movie. Other than a couple songs here and there, the music is just not that big of a deal throughout the story. They could take any song out and the story wouldn't change at all. This is a much darker, disturbing, and like I said earlier, faithful take on the Pinocchio story. Like really, when Geppetto was making Pinocchio, they made it look like he was making the Frankenstein monster with lightning and rain and all that shit. It's just, and Pinocchio itself looks like a Guillermo del Toro monster. We get some backstory for Geppetto, who is played by David Bradley, who gives so much more depth to this character and so much tragedy, and a lot of this movie is told from Geppetto's point of view. This is Geppetto's movie as much as it is Pinocchio. Ewan McGregor plays the cricket, and he's the closest thing to a comic relief we have throughout the movie. He plays the role of the narrator throughout the movie. He narrates what's going on, and he basically plays the same part the cricket plays in every Pinocchio story. The entire movie takes place on a fascist Italy, and even Mussolini makes an appearance in this movie, and that helps this feel a lot more grounded than the Disney Pinocchio. It feels very much rooted in reality. It's so funny to me how the characters in this movie, which are puppets, have more humanity than the live-action Disney Pinocchio movie that was released earlier this year. They introduced a Deadpool-like superpower for Pinocchio in this one, in which he dies, but he doesn't really die. He stays dead for a while and then he comes back to life. Yeah, that kind of shit. And the fairy, this is no fairy. It's blue, but it's not a fairy. It's like those accurate angel memes. You seen those with all those eyes on the wings and shit? Yeah, that's what that is. I gotta tell you, there's no Pleasure Island. There's no kids turning into donkey scenes. They replaced all of that with it, sending Pinocchio into like a military school with all these kids, and they were having a subplot with a fascist dad and a kid who didn't want to be a soldier, and that was for me the weakest part of the movie. I didn't feel anything for those characters, and they were kind of slowing down, dragging the movie a bit for me, and yeah, that was the only nitpick I have for this. The rest is just brilliant. Now, is this movie for kids? No, not really. It has a lot of adult themes and adult imagery and very disturbing imagery for that matter. So yeah, it's a very mature adult film, not only in its dark tone, but on its themes of grief, getting over someone's death, fascism, war. Yeah, it's kind of heavy for a kid to take, but I think 13 and up, I would go as far as 8. No, 7. You know what? 5 years old is cool. Take your 3-year-old to see this movie. Yeah, kids can watch this. Yeah, smaller kids might be a little shook by the movie, but to be fair, Disney's Pinocchio was very disturbing, and I came out all right, I guess. Hey, what can I say? The Disney Pinocchio was fucked up too. Anyways, guys, those are my thoughts on Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Have you seen this movie? It's already out on Netflix. It took me a while to get to this one, but I watched it in the movies. I watched it at the movies, not in the movies. I watched it at the movies, and then I watched it again on Netflix, and then I made my review. And I moved, as you can see. This is a new setup, a new space. I moved to a new apartment, and things are going great. Yeah, hope you like this video, and catch you guys later. Peace. The movie is made in the stop motion animation format, and it just seemed noise.